got the comments?
I will, sir.
Love your work. Streaming across, bars halfway through, dialing in.
The dial-up is working.
That Blues Clues.
Here we go.
We're live.
We're live.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Alpha State of Mind every Friday at 10 o'clock ACDT time. I always want to say ACDC. It's ACDT time. I'm Tony Lawson. Today we have Chris Jansen, Buri Sun, and Marco Feligvari. And today we have something very special. We're going to get right into it today. Let's just recap the Alpha State of Mind, what we've been doing over the last few weeks. We kicked it off with Buri, and he went into lead generation using Business Manager, going into the back end there. You can find all these videos at our YouTube page. Marco then has brought some incredible things to the table. Business systems, how to get your business structured, an Excel spreadsheet. How many houses do you have to sell to make money? Which is technically like a profit and loss as well. So that'll get you all functioning. We got into Trello. If you don't know about Trello, you're going to love Trello workflows. And you can check out all these videos on our YouTube page. But today, Chris Jansen, he usually opens up the podcast, but I'm doing that today because it would seem a little weird, him introducing himself. And Chris is going to be showing us how to use tech and AI to build engaging monthly community market updates for your farm core or BDA areas. And without further ado, it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you Chris Jansen.
Namaste. Drum roll. Thanks, mate. That was a fiery intro. Well done, brother.
Thanks, man.
Happy Friday, Alphas. Yeah, happy Friday, Alphas, and welcome to the Agents Weekly Blueprint. Firstly, before I jump into today's session, can you believe it? We're almost 4 months into the year, right? And we know industry burnout is quite a common thing. So it's probably the first quarter as transactional agents that we've come off that Christmas break and probably gone full tilt into it. How's everybody feeling? Ask that question. How's your fellow agent going? When's your next break booked in? Have you got some time scheduled, booked in for you and your loved ones and your family? Easter's just around the corner. Lads, a great time to take a break and to reset. I believe in our industry, you should be taking a break every quarter at minimum. Something to work towards, something to look forward to, but most importantly, the opportunity to reset, to re-propel yourself into that next autumn-winter quarter. Boys, how are we feeling? 3 months into the 2025 calendar year. How are we feeling?
God, I'm just firing up. Yeah, whole bunch of listings coming on, whole bunch of rental properties coming on. I'm actually only starting to sort of really move into the year. Takes me a little bit. Yeah.
I'm feeling juicy.
Well, I'll be honest, I've been burning the candle, right? Lots of travel with conferences at the moment. I've had 8 listings come in the last week as well, at all timing. So, I'm working towards that Easter period. I'm looking forward to it. But what I'm really conscious of, and Marco, you touched on this last week beautifully with your structural routine organization, protecting your time, making sure you're getting a good night's sleep and blocking out time for yourself, whether it be in the morning or the evening. So if I didn't have that, I would most certainly not be anywhere near as energetic as I am today. So industry agents, whatever you...
The other thing, Chris, we're talking about time and knowing your numbers, to have, as just an agent, do you know your numbers in the year? So have you looked at your whole calendar year? How many of those days, like say for a Sunday and then public holidays and blocking out holiday times, how much of the year do you actually work? So if you do the numbers, I'm only working 296 days of the year. So what are you doing in that 296 days? And then everything outside of that is personal time, holiday time.
Good man. Well, I don't know those numbers, so that's a takeaway for me. Absolutely. So legends, today we're just going to peel the layers back, right? And this is something that I've shared on previous sessions with other communities and industry groups and whatnot, but I've never actually shared it here on the Alpha State of Mind. And I know we've covered off a lot of tech, a lot of AI, business planning, and profit and loss, but today we're just going back to the basic fundamentals, because as Marco said in his sessions, the mechanics of real estate and the way we do real estate has never changed, right? Sometimes it's about going back to the basics. And today I'm going to share with you the basics of letterbox dropping and having a core area, BDA, farm area, whatever you want to call it, postcode. For me, chaps, it's recession-proof my business for pretty much 10 years now. So this is going to be a great session for you if maybe you have a core area, but you're not mastering it, or maybe you haven't got a core area. This is going to be a great opportunity for you to start focusing in that space. Again, this is just about creating different pillars of opportunities in your business. You know, one pillar might be your CRM, database, nurturing clients. The other one might be a BDA farm area. The other one might be networking, sponsorship, social media, lead, whatever. This is just one of those silos that really can, if you master it, bring in 10 sales consistently year after year in your core area. So what I'm going to talk about first and foremost is, where do you start to build a farm core area BDA postcode? So keep it really simple. Look at the mechanics, look at the numbers. So what I did when I started out to build my core areas, I looked at an area that, number one, had turnover. Look for turnover, number one. Now, my area, I'm very fortunate. It averages between 95 and 112 sales annually last year. So that's about the norm. So again, if we just round that off, boys, at 100 sales a year, if I want 10% of that, there's our 10 sales annually, right? So I know a lot of people go into areas, and again, medium prices, houses are different, but they go into an area and they say, well, that area's got $5 million average sale price. I want the commission on that sale. But there's only 3 sales in that area because it's quite exclusive and tightly held.
And 10 agents
3 sale opportunities.
And 10 agents looking at it.
And the same 10 agents are fighting over the same 3 listings that come to market in that area. So number one, look for an area that has consistent turnover. Number two, keep your numbers tight. I see far too often agents want to go too far and wide, and they spread themselves too thin, right? It's a bit like this whole data. I own this data. They're my client because it's in my database. Well, if I have 5,000 homes, it's my territory. It's my area. Now, fortunately, with our model, we don't have any territories, franchise areas, restrictions, limitations where you can operate. But don't focus on 3,000, 5,000 homes because, one, unless you're writing millions of dollars in GCI per annum right now, you're not going to be able to fund that amount of homes to be seen in there consistently. And two, you're not going to know the area really intimately and become that area expert. So for me, boys, the nice, neat number that works really well for a core area, and there's many different variations with numbers, but for me, it's about 1,500 homes. 1,500 homes should give you and net you around 100 sales per annum pretty consistently. If you net 10 sales, 10% of sales in that area, well, there's your 10 sales each and every year, and you're going to write 6 figures in GCI just from that area. The third thing that I want you to look at is have a look at what are the agents doing in that area. Now, typically, in most areas, you get the odd area where there's an agent that's quite prolific and very dominant. But in most areas, the average market share is going to be probably between 5 and 10% from most agents that would have sold maybe 2 to 3 listings in that area. So if you've got an area that has 100 sales a year, lads, it's about 1,500 homes, and the highest market share by any given agent in that area is around 5 to 10%, you've got a cherry ripe patch to chip away at and to own it.
Now, just quickly, Chris, how would you go, like, as a brand new agent? Let's say if I'm a brand new agent, you're telling me that, where would I find these numbers? How would I go about that?
Well, CoreLogic, Rate My Agent, REA. There's a number of different platforms that you can do the research and use many different sites. But yeah, for me, it was CoreLogic. Back when I was using Rate My Agent, I no longer do, but I looked at Rate My Agent from a market share perspective. And REA, you know, you can do a suburb search on REA, you can do a suburb search in CoreLogic, but they're probably the main platforms. Is there any others that you would suggest?
I know
Apidata?
an agent used to print out like the whole Google Maps, and then he would like write down which address he knew, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And then like all the data of that as well. So that could work as well if you want to count out your homes.
Sounds
so that's a great point. So the next thing this leads into for me, mate, when I started 10 years ago, I didn't have letterbox droppers do the work like they do for me now, right? Because I remember my traineeship days, I was getting paid $27,000 a year to be a trainee in real estate, right? There's not a lot of money. I think I was on about $430 a week, right? And the commission went to the principal. But anyway, I was like, well, I got to do the legwork. So what I did, if you can't get droppers to do the work for you, is I broke down my area 1,500 homes into 4 sections, area 1, 2, 3, 4. And what I did with the reports I'm going to show you today is each Friday for me, because Fridays are generally relaxed for most industry agents leading into the weekend. So from 12 till 4 o'clock every Friday, I would drop area 1 one Friday, area 2 the next Friday, area 3 the following, and 4th area the final. So every 4 weeks, they were getting what I'm about to show you today, and I'm going to show you how to build this, design it very simplistically. They were getting this community report. So for me, I broke down the 1,500 homes to each patch, each Friday. So 4 weekly cycle, everyone was getting the community reports. Progressing to today, though, folks, scale of economies, efficiencies, where's our time best invested? Letterbox dropping for me was great early on because it got me seen. I would talk to the local neighbours. I knew what was coming onto the market. I seen signboards. I got a feel of the homes in the area. So it was great from a local presence perspective. But if you fast forward to today, I no longer letterbox drop this community report. So the 4th tip I'm going to suggest, if you've got the capacity to do, is outsource your letterbox droppers, but most importantly, employ somebody who works in your area, lives in your area. Okay, so in South Australia, and I don't know if it's similar in other states, we have a company called Salmat that does all the junk mail. You can employ them, right? Generally, your reports are going to sit in with all the other junk flyers that go into letterbox. They won't drop in no junk mail letterboxes, which I absolutely religiously do and have done so for 10 years consistently. They're the best ones.
It's not junk mail. I'm just letting you know a household down the road.
It's a community report, mate. Stress, relax. It's community information, right? But so what I've done, folks, is I've employed for the last 10 years a local family that have children that live in my patch, right? And they're kids that are aged 12, 13 to about 16, 17. So they can't get a tax file number. They can't be a PAYG employee, but they're getting to that age. I'd like to buy that Xbox, PlayStation game. I'd like a little bit of money to go to the movies on the weekend with my friends. Those kids want cash, right? Yeah. So what I've done is I've employed local kids with families that live in my local area. Now, the numbers are this. I pay them $200 per month, each and every month for the 1,500 flyers, okay? So my area, I've broken it down. You can smash it out after about 2-3 drops. You can get this down to about 7 hours worth of work in the month for 1,500 homes, okay? So if you work out 7 hours in a month at $200, I'm shit at maths, but I'm going to say that's about 28, 29 bucks an hour. How many 12, 13, 14, 15-year-old teenagers that you know are on 27, 28, 29 bucks an hour thereabouts? The other thing that I do is I incentivize them. So any listings that I get in the area, I give them a $20 bonus. Now, it doesn't matter where that listing comes from. I don't track and go, oh, no, that one come from my database. I'm not going to give you the $20 listing. Oh, that one came from a referral from Rory, who I bumped into the local Woolies.
Like a scam.
None of that shit. Give them skin in the game. They want invested interest. They're working. They're hustling. They're pounding the pavement for you. Reward them. Reward them. So last month, my letterbox dropper, she made $240 because there was 2 listings coming up in my core area. Boom, there's an extra $20 bonus per listing. We are a performance-based industry. Reward people who do work for you in the same fashion and manner so they're invested in your business. 100%. The last thing, the reason I support local families is the mums and dads will become the biggest advocates of your business. They'll become your biggest raving fans. I've had an abundance of business referred, even in my local area, to outside my local area from the mums and dads whose kids I've supported to do these drops on a monthly basis for me, because I'm helping them. It's locals helping locals at the end of the day. So if you've got the capacity, if you can do $200 a month, outsource it for time efficiencies, and support a local family and get their kids on board to do it for you. All righty. Any questions on that, lads? Because now we're going to go into...
Yeah, I do, because as a young boy, I was delivering pamphlets and I wasn't known for sometimes delivering all the pamphlets. So I kind of...
Shocker.
Shocker. Every teenager wants the opt-out as quickly as possible. So if it was for... And a side note, if it was for my kids, I'd say, look, I'll give you $500 for a house if they were my kids. But I'd also say, I've got little AI chips and locators in every single one of these pamphlets. Don't screw them over. Know what you kids are like. but on that, I think it's great, and I think it's actually. I'm sitting here looking at my area because I can see out the window, going, yeah, I reckon there's a family out here that could do with some extra, dollars for their kids.
Yeah.
So I really love that. I'm just making jokes. I think that that's a really great idea,
and you can put the advertisement when you're doing the first round of letterbox drops. You put the advertisement in there saying we're looking for letterboxes, and then who's a local paper boy, paper girl rock star? Would you like to get on board? And and all that kind of stuff. Obviously, the only other thing I'd say with nowadays OC health and safety, making sure there's some kind of protocol around that. They're not doing it by themselves, they're doing it with parents, all that kind of jazz.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure, man. Absolutely. That's a good point. Safety in this world's #1 priority. But that's a great point. Anything I'm going to share with you today, folks, we're going to drop it in the Alpha community group page later today. So, Marco, you mentioned about the advertisement. Where do I start? How do I advertise to get a local letterbox dropper, right? I've created all that. So I'm going to share that little digital social asset today. For me, folks, I'm quite prolific and prominent and well-known in my core area, particularly around social media. So the last time I put an ad up, I had about a dozen applications, some from families inside my postcode area, some externally. So I had a lot of choice. So I'm going to share with you that advertisement. You can rip it and implement it into your own BDA when you want to advertise to find and secure your own local families and letterbox droppers. So in short, this is what we're going to go through today, right? This is an A4 high gloss 250 GSM DL drop that goes out into my local Burton community each and every month. Front page, ABBY. Always be branding you as the agent, right? Now, one of the little tricks of trade that I told my letterbox dropper is this fits in all letterboxes. So that's why A4 trifold works really well, because you get some, big ones, slits and little slits, and this fits in all of them. But number one is I get them to put that face up, right? Because let's be honest, letterbox drops probably might get seen 1-2% at best. So at least if they're seeing that at the top of the mailbox, the first thing they're seeing is the front cover. Okay. On the back, each and every month, I do a real estate specific publication. And then I do normally a finance publication, but my broker was away on holidays this month, so I didn't get a publication from him. So I had to make something up. Now, these publications and call to actions I'm going to share with you is what we've created in the previous AI session using Gamma.app. So today I'm going to show you how I've repurposed AI using Gamma app to create call to actions, not only in landing pages and digitally, but how I've cross-pollinated that exact same content into my letterbox drops and then into my EDM mail marketing campaigns that I do each and every week. So for me, my business, folks, what happens and gets seen on social to letterbox drops to EDMs on a weekly basis or monthly basis, it all looks the same. Continuity, consistency, it's all the same, right? And you're going to see here that everything is QR code. So I'm going to show you. And again, I'm going to give you guys and girls this exact template so you can drag, drop an image, put some brief call to action text that captures their attention really briefly. But most importantly, call to action gets them to scan something that takes them to something that's about you. Your feature article, your feature AI landing page that Gamma app built for you for that month. Inside, we have the previous month's local sales. So last month, I actually didn't have many. Normally, this has got about a good 6 to 10 sales. So not a lot of turnover in my area at the moment. But again, a QR code to the blink.me digital business card, which I don't think we've done that yet, have we, Legends, on the Alpha? So we'll do that in a future session, but this is a digital Blink business card of mine that if they scan it, it takes them to my contact information or my socials. They can book in with me directly for a market and price update or a full appraisal, but it's connecting with them with me digitally. All right. And always contact information at the bottom, because you're going to get calls and SMSs from that. I've got to do no junk mail sticker on my letterbox. Don't drop it in there. Sorry, Marjorie. It's community.
Look, and most of these guys, they don't even know there's a no junk mail sticker on there. They just get the letterboxes and it's all just like pre-done, or they've just taped no junk mail on pen on a piece of like A4 and just sticky taped it there. It's been there for 4 years. It's like
absolutely
doesn't even matter.
All right, so I'm going to share my screen real quickly now, guys. And let me just find. Okay. So that there, can you see that, chaps? The PDF version of the. Yep. So that's it there, right? So that's what I'm going to drop in and share in the Alpha state. A4 trifold. That's the digital page there. So that's the finished product. But how did we get all this cool content? Because I know as agents, and we're talking about this in our GrowCon conferences, it's now about how agents market themselves in the future using technology such as AI. That is the real point of difference as to the long-term sustainability of the new generational agent into the future, right? So I'm going to show you how AI put all this together essentially for me in a moment, right? And again, the Gamma app session did cover that off as well. So I'm going to share that as a template. So you're going to get that for those that are part of the Alpha State of Mind community. Did my screen share just stop there?
Stop.
Yeah, that's weird, but that looked good though.
Righto, here we go. So
You're sharing the YouTube now.
we're all over the place here, boys. It's been a long week.
A little bit of technical difficulties, but we're gonna get.
We promise to keep it real, unscripted, and raw. Right? There is going to be stuff ups. We're going to get shit wrong, and that's okay because we are
real raw.
We're using 56K modem here, guys. So
all right, there we go. Canva.
You can see Canva. Awesome. Yes. So there's that front page. So today, folks, when I share this template with you, you can drag, drop your own agent image in there. You can call your report as you see fit, the Gawler lifestyle, the Mandurah lifestyle, wherever you come from, right? You can change the background image if you want, simply by dragging and dropping. Canva is very simple. The image, you can drag and drop. I've got all these call to action digital viewable assets. I'm going to share those with you. So what you can see there. And this one here, folks, the unlock your home's hidden equity and discover your future potential today. Now, as I said, my descriptive text is very short, sharp, shiny, straight to the point because I want to get them more so to QR code, right? I'm going to show you how we do that right now. So in here, because we're all sitting on a lot of equity over the last 4 years across many markets and across many states, is would you like to know how to upsize for more space or lifestyle change, downsize for ease or financial freedom, invest and diversify your equity, build wealth with a property portfolio, or explore development opportunities? Because, lads, you'd have to agree it's a common conversation we're having in our markets right now. Guys, I've got a lot of equity in the last 4 years. My house has almost doubled in value. What do I do with it? I'd like to move to the sea, closer to the beach. I want something bigger. You know, what does all that look like? How do I achieve that? Well, I've built the publication to target those people, whether they want to upsize, downsize, build some wealth with the equity they've got over the last 3-4 years. Scan the below code. So again, this is the Gamma app AI page that was built for me through Gamma app. Again, we've done a previous recording. Scroll down the page of the Alpha State of Mind. You'll see that session and full recording, how this was built. But this is the publication. Okay, so if someone gets my letterbox dropped and thinks, yeah, I've got a lot of equity. I bought my home 4 years ago from Bori's son in Paralawi. What do I do with all that equity? I mean, Bori, you're in this position right now. We're only talking about it, right? You're on to your next investment property for this reason, right? So I've got AI to build a publication around hints and tips how to help you unlock your home's hidden equity to get you into that next phase of life. Okay, so this is the page and what it looks like that AI built for me. So we're talking about Adelaide's booming property market, why your home value has skyrocketed, strategic equity options, 5 smart ways to leverage your property's growth, whether it's upsizing, downsizing, investment diversification, or debt consolidation. We talk about your journey, so what it looks like. So, you know, first it's a consultation. Timing options, complete relocation support. So we're talking about A to B, strategic finance planning, debt consolidation. If they're looking at doing some travel and lifestyle with the wealth they've built and the equity in their homes. As you can see, it looks cool, right? But I didn't build this. I didn't put all this together. So what I've essentially done in Canva, next step, schedule your personalized property equity assessment, links to my diary directly as a call to action. So if they want to book in an appraisal with me, an equity update, whatever it might be, they can book directly into my calendar with me.
And what are you using for that, by the way?
That's a widget that through the Gamma app, you can just drop in there. That links to your Calendly, calendly.com. Calendly just links to my Google, your Mac calendar. I mean, I'm not a Mac user, but yeah, it can link to all calendars basically.
Yeah, and I just want to add that the training session that Chris did on this one is available on the YouTube page. Just jump on there and you'll find it for Gamaly.
100%. But let's say you've watched the Gamma app session and you go, I want to create a page like this, and you've built that, right? So now you've got a digital landing page, which you can use in SMS marketing. I'm going to show you how I've cross-pollinated into letterbox drops through to electronic email marketing campaigns as well. You can put it onto your website. So if I go to my own website here, we're stretching the bandwidth. Come on.
Oh no, it's getting slow for some reason.
Streaming.
Well, I'm gonna shut down some stuff, lads. I think let's just close some browsers here. Whilst that loads, but okay, cool. So this is my own website, propertyaspirations.com. But under the learn more, you can see I've got all these little Gamma app sites or landing pages that were built for me. So if I click this one, guess where it takes us to? See? It's the same site, right? All these little learn more tricks, landing pages, free hints and tips, free home sellers and buyers guide. These are all built using Gamma AI, okay?
Yeah.
So let's say I've built this little Gamma AI website. How do I get it into a letterbox drop? Well, folks, up the top there of your browser, you grab that little link, Control-C or right-click your mouse and copy. We go back into the Canva creation. Let's say you've got your image, you've got your text down pat. Now it's the QR code. Well, how do I create the QR code, right? Well, in Elements, QR code generator within Canva. There it is. Use the app. Get rid of the previous link. Oh man, this is slow.
Double tap.
Right, Control V the link or paste it. Update code. Shut down a few things.
It's because you're using Windows, mate. You got to get yourself a Mac.
That's mate. My laptop's done some miles over the last few days, traveling to WA, conference events. It's like, give me a break. Okay, so update code. See how it's dropped the code there? Right. So that's it.
Sweet.
Boom.
Easy.
QR code's in there. Okay. Now, same as this one here. This is an e-booklet, a free e-booklet. Now, for me, chaps, and I know you're very much the same, I give valuable content and I think what would the consumer find useful, and I give it with no expectations in return, right? So for me, my letterbox drops cost me, I get a bit of change from 13 grand a year, okay? With the bonuses, the monthly drops, the printing, all of that, right? 13 grand a year, it's a substantial investment, but you got to think one sale in that area for the year and you're ahead there afterwards, okay? I do this monthly. You can choose to do it bi-monthly. I wouldn't do it quarterly. I would probably stick to frequency and consistency. This is about repetition. Monthly to bi-monthly at most should be your frequency, because it will take you, and I'll tell you this now, you won't see a return for at least 15 months in your core area. So you got to do this drop and expect nothing for at least 15 months before it will start to return and pick traction up for you, as I did. I find a lot of agents who have given up at month 9, 10, 11, 12. It's somewhere between 15 and 18 months before people will recognize who you are, what you do, and where you're from through this and being in the letterbox.
Still, Chris, let's say you're talking $26,000 for 2 years, but you're saying potentially within that 2 years, you're probably looking around about 10 sales potentially.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, so that means your $26,000 investment, you're probably looking around about 120 grand all up.
Spot on, man. Spot on. As we're going, folks, if you've got any questions, chuck them in the chat box, the comment section. Bori is there at the ready to reply and fire back. But in this one here, I've created a little ebook. Well, no, Bori, thank you. You have. You created this. We've just ripped it, replicated, and implemented it. Again, this
Actually,
is another
Marco
thing.
created it a long time
Marco? Oh, shit.
Marco,
Sorry,
Actually,
man.
I created it, so thanks,
You guys
everyone.
don't know that. I ripped it off Marco from a while back.
Okay. All right. Well,
No
there's
one
the art
knows
of
where it came
ripping
from.
and ripping and
It's not
replicating,
ripping,
right?
it's called sharing. And in what's the name? We're not in competition. We're working together.
This is called collaboration.
Exactly, brother. So what I've done here is we've got a free ebook that they can download. Now, most you would think, well, how do I get someone to download an ebook when I'm dropping a letterbox drop in their mailbox, right? Linking it to the QR code. So what we've created, and again, this is on the Alpha State of Mind page, a quick few prompts of text to capture their eye of how to maximize your home value, how to unlock top property valuations, years of experience and valuable insights, how to maximize your bang for buck. Again, giving it with our years of experience to the marketplace and your consumer with zero expectations in return, right? We are in the era of knowledge and information and education, and it is power. And if you give it to people for free and with no expectation in return, it will come back to you. But in this QR code, we've got this Google Drive, right? Cloud-based technology. Some people use Google Drive. Some people use Dropbox. There's a number of Google Cloud solutions that you can use. I use Google Drive. But here we've got the PDF of unlocking your secrets to maximizing your home for sale. And this is the free ebook that they can download. So now you might be thinking, okay, well, that's in the cloud, Chris. That's on Google Drive. How do I get it into my letterbox drops of my local community, right? Well, again, copy the URL, back to Canva, back to that QR app, QR generator.
Double click. There you go. We'll do that.
Oh, it's super slow, man. I am doing that, but it's not like even highlighting it. That's how slow it is. Right, so I've dropped the Google Drive link in there. I'm going to generate the code. Bang. So there's the code now. So if anyone scans that in my local community, it's going to take them straight to this document, this lovely professional PDF. Look at that, right? Thank you, Marco. Cool. It looks mint, right? I didn't even put this together. That's how much we share and collaborate.
Thanks, whoever put this together.
But if they want to download it, bang.
You're welcome.
That's a carton. That's a carton, guys.
That's right, mate. That's more than a carton, guys. That's more than a carton. But they can download that as a PDF document on their phone, print it out, whatever have you. So that's the report. We're going to share that. I've showed you how to QR it. The template's there. We're going to provide it. I've just downloaded it. But again, this is how we're using Google Drive through to AI landing pages to link it back to as simple as a letterbox drop, QR coding it to get people to see you in their letterbox drops, but also digitally online as well. Now, I'm going to show you my EDM marketing.
Also, before we go from there, Chris, very quickly,
yes,
bit of Canva etiquette, gentlemen. Canva etiquette, right? If you get something shared, please copy it and create your own.
Please
copy.
Please.
Let me.
That's just it's like taking the shopping trolley back to the collection.
Yeah,
man, I've gone in and seen some.
Otherwise, you're just an animal.
So what Marco's saying, folks, is when we share templates with you, everybody sees that same link and that same template. So if you just start editing it, you're editing the version of the template we've tried to share with everyone, right? So if you put your photo in, and I've seen it, some people start it and they go, ugh, looks terrible, and they leave it, and I go back in there and it's like, it's a disaster. It's like a dog's breakfast, right?
Exactly. You ruined my template.
So when we share the templates, folks, please copy that. So you're only editing your version. Let me show you very simply right now.
Thank you. File, make a copy. Can't lose. Can't lose. Mess up your own templates, ruining mine.
So if I get this template, and this is how I'm going to share it with everybody today. See, anyone with the link can edit it, folks. This is really vital. So I copy that link and paste it it's going to give me that template. When you see that, do not start editing that because everybody is seeing that same template. All you need to do is when you go back into your Canva and the most recent.
But you can also just do it there, make a copy, bang.
Yeah, exactly.
File, make a copy.
So everyone, what you're learning is like if I lend you my barbecue,
File,
you clean the barbecue before you give it back.
Down, make a copy.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So this is one way. So as soon as you get it, make a copy. And this is going to take you to now the copied version.
And then just a hot tip here, you just go master, agent name, Burton market report, and that's it. And you don't change that master. You then make another copy once you start actually working your normal one. So then that way there you've got a templated copy and then a working copy.
Exactly. Master marker, that has got a beautiful synergy to it.
Sisters and processes guy over here.
Exactly. So what it looks like is when you go back to your Canva dashboard, right? Here's the version that I shared as the master template. So if everyone edits that, it's a mess. But then you can see the way we've created the copied version. Now Marco's master version is here and only he will see that and edit it at free will. So please, folks, make a copy. Make a copy.
Yeah.
Because I get many people DM me going, oh, the template's changed. It looks different from how you shared it from when I first seen it. Copy, copy, copy. Okay, so now I'm just going over real quickly, and this is a little bit different, but again, being in Letterbox drops to then people seeing the same in their inbox, email inbox, right? So for me, chaps, I run a Sunday night property news, 6:45 p.m. every Sunday without shadow of a doubt, whether I'm sick, I'm busy, I've got listings and marketing and all the stuff that happens, but 6:45 p.m. every Sunday night, a digital publication goes out to all my clients religiously. So I'm going to show you what that looks like.
So this is ActivePipe, of course.
Yep, I do mine through ActivePipe. You can use your CRM.
And
look at that.
What's that cost a year, you reckon?
It's $143 a month, mate. The reason I went this way is because AgentBox email capacity is like going back to the DOS era a little bit with what it does. Like you can see here, it's literally drag and drop if I want to build a template. So if I want to drop an image in there, I can drop an image to suit once uploaded. If I want to drop a video in there, I can drop a video simply by, grabbing a link from a YouTube channel, chucking it here, and then bang, it'll link in any video, right? So I like it for simplicity.
So about 2K a year investment in this.
143 a month. So yeah, whatever that. Bro, I'm terrible at maths. I was shit at school. That's why I'm in real estate. That's why I'm here. I'm a hustler, right? Not book-wise. But yeah, look, there's many options out there with what you can do. The other thing I like about ActivePipe is it does a lot of automation for me. So it does bi-monthly sold reports to all my ownership data. It does open inspection feedback to all buyers entering opens. There's a lot of cool automation.
And this plugs into your CRM.
Feeds straight off my CRM. Yep.
Yeah, and then that's depending on what you categorize, what you categorize your clients at, what newsletters they would get.
Yeah, spot on. So I can go share. Right, I can go copy link. I can share it to my socials. If I go quick send, your email needs to be set. Oh, okay, because I made some changes. That's right. Speaking of.
But I guess the important thing is, like, this is now getting into not just your hard copy in the market letterboxing. We're now doing an email drive within your BDA through your system.
100%, bro. So that's what they get in the letterbox. And guess what they're getting in their inbox, their mail inbox? It's the same, right? It all looks the same.
Double tap.
Boom, boom. You're not escaping the chance. You're going to see me in your letterbox. You're going to see me in your mailbox, in your inbox, email inbox. You're going to see me on your socials. You're going to see me on Google. You're going to see me on YouTube.
And in the off week, Jans is knocking on your door. Hey, g'day, guys. I just want to let you know the house down the road.
We'll leave the door knocking session for somebody else.
In summary, he's got the Jans ice cream truck as well out there.
And then the drone just appears. Hello, it's Chris Jansen here. Oh, g'day.
I see you're cleaning your backyard. Are you intending to sell?
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, Marco, so you can categorize. So here you can see, you can target certain categories.
Yep. Prospective vendors, yeah.
You can target categories, buyers, landlords, tenants, vendors. And these pull the categories from your CRM, or I can just say, as I do, I just go send to all contacts, right? You can schedule. But what I'm getting at here, folks, is from the letterbox drop, if I go into preview, this is what it looks like on a mobile, right? And if they click on that from their email box, from their letterbox drop, guess where it takes them? There's that beautiful AI landing page again, okay? And again, I'm just ripping it and replicating it across many different publications. All the same. There's that ebook as well. All righty. The other thing that, look, I don't really track analytics. I'm just a doer. Get shit out, make it happen, do something rather than nothing, right? Because that's better. But you can see, like, you know, in the last 30 days, like, these are in the hundreds, the view rates that I'm getting on my emails. You know, like, look at this, on the 16th of March, I had 460 people view my email. Pretty cool. That's 460 people who may not have even thought about Chris Jansen. I've had 1,435 people view my information in the last 7 days. Why? I'm giving stuff with no expectations in return. Just give it free will. Here it is, right? If people want you, they'll know where to find you. You can see here the free guide to unlock your home's equity today, which is the one we're sharing. 1,430 ownership emails sent, 496 opens. What's that as a open rate? 20%?
20%.
Thereabouts. That's pretty good, guys. I mean, in all honesty, if you're getting 15 to 25% as an open rate, that's about the norm. It's pretty
In
good
an email?
going.
That's excellent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially now with it going in different places.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's very good.
Anyway, that's, yeah, you can see a dashboard, which is cool. But again, don't procrastinate on the numbers. Don't focus on procrastinating on the perfection of it. Just do something, right? And it might not need to be 250 GSM. You might start off as 150 GSM. I don't know what your budget is. For me, folks, I support a local printer here in South Australia. We've been doing business for a long time. For 1,500 letterbox drops, I think it's about $430 a month for me, thereabouts.
I just want to make a point. I just want to make a point, what you just said there, that it's super important just to get out there, because the thing is, a lot of us are looking for those, you know, and you see the high end sort of real estate marketing that comes out, and it's really slick, and it's obviously clearly expensive, and they're using expensive paper. You don't need it, as Chris said.
And it's got no information in there. It's just like, hey, something sleek, and you're like, that's fine.
Look, that's fancy font. Like, there's nothing wrong with those fancy fonts, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? If that's what you're going for. But what Chris is demonstrating is information, and a lot of information. And when you look at these nice, well-presented cards, they're just there to look nice, because some people are focused more on the brand and what color the brand of the agency is that fits their house, maybe. Lots of reasons. But what Chris is saying is just get stuff out there. It doesn't have to be great. Make sure it's not shit. Like, don't do shit. Like, don't do garbage. Don't use like...
I have a question for Chris. And I think some people might have it as well. What paper are you using? What's the GSM?
80 GSM. Just kidding.
250.
250 GSM. And what's that, high gloss?
I've seen...
Oh, no, sorry. I'm just looking at my invoice. God, I thought it was 250.
Oh, the 250 is very thick, mate. I'm telling you.
It's one...
I tell you what,
I love you, boys. Thank you for keeping me on track and accountable.
Gotta be on track.
I'm just looking at the invoice. It's $418 a month for 1,500 reports, 150 GSM. Saturn.
150 GSM Saturn, guys, and that is
there's nothing worse than walking down the street and seeing some other agent's really average, clearly office printed pamphlet, and it's been raining. And it's like, it's half hanging out, soaking wet, and it's part of it's ripped off. You don't want to be that agent.
It's like a drunk girl after a big night on mascara's running.
Yeah,
exactly.
So if you work it out, lads, just going off the bare minimum, $418 a month for 1,500, 150 GSM reports, printed, delivered to my front door, right? Plus the $200 letterbox drop fee, it's $7,416 a month. Now, obviously, I paid bonuses. That's why I go, but let's call it, let's say if you spent 10 grand in a year in your business, supporting a local family, being seen in a letterbox drop each and every month of the local homeowners in your patch, through to digital stuff like this. You'll write 6 figures a year. I promise you. I assure you. But
You're
again,
a loving king and a giving king.
If you give up at 6 months, you won't. If you give up at 12 months, you won't. You need to do it for at least 15, 18 months before you'll start to see a return and spin off from it.
And the other thing is, and after that, like with this later marketing approach, you're talking about letterboxing, you're talking about email marketing as well. But you can always throw in there as well your door knocking if you wanted to, or your magic 50s. So you go in there and you go, okay, 50 homes around a signboard, whether it's yours or not. You go knocking there saying, hey, you've been seeing my stuff. I'm the area expert. Just letting you know, on the street right now, there is a listing. It's up for sale. And once it's sold, I'll let you know what the pricing is. Would you like that? Yes, you would. Fantastic.
Yeah. And two things, right? Have I pissed off a lot of homeowners in my area over the years with no junk mail? Yeah. It's minority. Move on. Get on with it. Do you really want to let people affect your future business and what you're trying to build? For me, no. The second thing is, will you piss off other area agents for disclosing their sold information? You'll get the odd one that will ring you, as I've had it, and I've had some interesting conversations. But they have nothing to do with my world, my life, nor my business, so I don't really give two hoots, and I wish them well. At the end of the day, folks, this is public information that anyone can find. We've sourced it off a public domain. All I'm doing is I'm grabbing that off a public domain of information and I'm putting it into letterboxes. There's nothing illegal about that.
What you're doing is being an aggregate for the people.
Yeah. So don't worry about that. Don't worry about the naysayers and haters. They hate for certain reasons, whatever's going on in their life and their world, but you will get it. You'll cop some flack, and that's okay. Just move on. Stick to it. Do it religiously every month, bi-monthly, and you will win and dominate your area, and you'll achieve 30 to 50% market share year after year.
Yeah, brilliant.
That's it, chaps. We're ahead of schedule.
Oh, my God.
That's the first time ever. I've got one interesting comment by Sam and Tony that said, in Canva, share it as a template link and it won't edit the original.
Oh,
that's new to me. And an instruction on how to do that. So he goes, click share, see all, template link, create template.
Wow, this is what I love about
that. Is great.
This is what I love. We're sharing, we're collaborating, we're talking,
that's cool,
and we're evolving.
Yeah, this is just hard training. This is like we're just sharing info. Let's work out the best way. That's what we're about.
Yeah, mate. We have to get Tony on maybe as a special guest one session.
Absolutely.
He's a little silent achiever, mate. He's very smart, very clever, but maybe we've got to get him on a session. Thanks for that tip, mate. I wasn't aware of that, so that's
neither
awesome.
I don't know about that either.
There you go. Well, there you go, lads. From this session today, even though we're giving and providing a lot of free stuff, we actually learned something too. How cool is that? That's really the whole emphasis of the Agents Weekly Blueprint each and every Friday. Most certainly my favorite day of the week. A great way to wrap up the week as we lead into the weekend. Next week. Well, what does next week look like, boys?
Here's what I want to suggest. Those who are new to the Alpha State of Mind and are watching this every week, why don't you share with us what you want us to do? What do you want to learn? What is something
Good point.
Like, let us know. It's like you tell us, and we will work for you.
Yeah,
I think Mark earlier in the session said he had some ideas he wanted to discuss.
Oh yeah, what do you got?
No, with you boys, but no.
Come on, mate.
But I think what we can do though, and Chris, if you like, I think we can expand on BDM. In terms of next week, I would like to maybe sit down. Let's talk about the mechanics of actually hunting in your BDM. In regards to like what I'm not sure if you remember, Bori, but we actually got a spreadsheet. We put it down. We categorize the addresses. Not only that, but I think we can go next level deeper as well, where you can go those sectors. So some areas like Burton, the homes are pretty much the same. But for example, in Parallel, you've got a new area, the 1960s area. You might be hunting near the beach, so the fronter foreshore, where the Esplanade is going to be more expensive versus the other. So I think next week we want to expand on, and I'm more than happy to run that, is how to segregate, then run analytics behind it all and understand what you're actually doing in your BDMs. Not only on top of that, What are you doing within the schooling, within the shopping area and stuff like that, and really becoming the market expert, but also understanding what you're doing through your Excel spreadsheet. So when you're going through a letterboxing, because you're gathering literally data, you're going through that Excel spreadsheet, or whichever way you want to do it, where I think Agent Box has got Prospector, you got a few, you're filling in the gaps. Whose information do I know? Who I don't know? Who's listing? Who's selling? Who's the new owners that are coming into the area? What is the course of action when a new homeowner comes into that area? What are we doing to capture that data and continue not only just marketing, but continuing the I guess the domination within your own BDM. So if you don't mind, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to expand on that next week.
Yeah,
perfect. You're on next week.
Done.
Oh, perfect. I wanted to bring something up as well, because I know we've got a lot of new agents that are sort of coming in. And I remember when I was a new agent, I didn't understand the industry. So there's a whole bunch of etiquette you learn by pretty much making mistakes or pissing someone off. So I'd love to, or be like, don't ask that question to the group. Just come to me and I'll help you go in. So what I want to sort of touch on is the etiquette in real estate and things that are, what would be considered competitive and other things that would be considered you don't do that. Like behind the sign when other agents come in, it's like, what are the rules? Is it right? Because you come into some industry agencies, they'll be like, nah, do it. Don't worry about it. Who cares? Right. And and other times be like, you're not doing yourself any favors by doing it. So little things like that. I'd love to sort of go through a whole list of, and it'd be an hour's worth of stuff to talk about on that.
That's really important, mate, because we've seen it more so than ever before in my 16 years, because the inventory across many markets is, the tightest it's ever been for generations, right? So you're seeing some credible operators and behaviors, but you're also seeing the complete opposite too, though, because people are fierce, they're struggling for stock and inventory, and they're doing whatever it takes at any cost and expense to try and get that listing. So I think that's a great point.
Yeah, and another thing, sorry again, another thing is like types of vendors to watch out for. Now, Bori knows what I'm talking about, and I might go into this details in a couple of weeks, but types of vendors, because I've got one, and he's being a little difficult, and it's been a very much a learning experience, and I'd love to share some details on that, about how to watch out for what to look for.
Choosing the right business. I mean, there's been times, gentlemen, where we've jacked up our prices to make sure that we don't get the vendor.
You mean the fee, not the price? Because if you jack it up, if you jack the price up, you're getting the business, right? Oh, I wanted to hear that. You get my listing, right?
But buying the listing for those who are
commission's 3.5%, Mr. Vendor today. Exactly. Oh, done. Take it. Damn. Oh no.
Shucks. All right, let's wrap up, boys. We need a debrief for a few minutes before we hit 11 a.m. Thanks, everyone, for joining us on this week's Agents Weekly Blueprint. Again, just head over to our Alpha State of Mind page. In there, you'll see there the events set up for each and every week, so you can add yourself to it so that you get all the reminders. Obviously, we'll prompt and remind you. But, hey, if you've got a particular topic, a tech platform, something you want us to explore or cover off, DM us or just put it in the discussion point of our page. Let's open up the forum. We want to hear from you. What's your pain point? What could you deal with some help with at the moment? Whatever it is, these sessions are purely dedicated to you, because we're industry agents. We've got opens tomorrow, boys. We're hustling. We're doing the work. And we want to share and collaborate to help you win in your own businesses as well. Have a fabulous Friday, legends, and we look forward to seeing you on the next Friday edition of the Agents Weekly Blueprint, brought to you by the Alpha State.